Hey there, my name's Alex and I'm one of the proud founders here at Vincere Trading. Vincere means to win, and that's exactly what we do. We win in these markets. And if you want to win too, please give me 20 minutes of your time and I'm going to show you how you can completely change the way that you trade and why most traders online are getting it completely wrong. And if you're serious about making real money with algorithmic trading, then please pay close attention. No fluff, no hype, just pure proof. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly whether or not Vincere Trading is what you've been looking for or if we're not the right fit for you. Proof first. Real results are what matters. That is what you should be focused on, not any sort of hype or drama or whatever. Let's talk about the numbers. This isn't theory here at Vincere Trading. This isn't something that we just came up with and are hoping is going to work. These are verified trading algorithms that have verified performance, verified payouts, and verified real-world outcomes. And I can show you some of the performance. Let's hop over here into TradeViz, which is a third-party tool that you can use for trade journaling or seeing basically the performance of your own manual trades or algorithmic trades. And let's go check it out. So this platform that you can see here is called TradeViz. This is where you can actually import all of your trades, whether it's from your manual trades or algorithmic trades, and you can see everything much more visually over a performance and over a period of time. They have all the different sort of visuals that you might need, but really we're gonna just focus on a nice simple layout here. This is going to be all 5 of our algorithms combined. So if you were to trade all 5 across multiple accounts, this would be what would happen if you started with a $50,000 account on January 1st, 2020, and you used high risk for every single one of the algorithms. This is where you'd be as of May 2025. So again, deposit return percent north of 1,000%. Really tough to beat that with the other regular retail trading algorithms that are out there right now. We've won 90% of the last 65 months. The other 10% were small losses, and I could show you what that looks like on a chart here briefly. Here is our performance versus the S&P 500 since inception in 2020. The black line is going to be the S&P 500. The blue line is going to be the Vincere Trading algorithms. Now, as you can see, we are currently on low risk, but here's our performance versus the S&P. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. And this is just on the low risk. Obviously, if we hop over here to the medium risk, you can see what that looks like, okay? And then, of course, if that's medium, what does high risk look like? Well, it gets pretty crazy. We basically make the S&P look like a flat line. Now that's over the last 5.5 years. Does that past performance guarantee future performance? No, of course not. But we are basically betting on that statistical edge that we've proven over the last 65 months that trading edge is going to continue. And so far in 2025, it definitely has. So first, we're going to start with the OGX. This is a phenomenal algorithm. As you can see, that equity curve is incredibly smooth. Starting off with a $10,000 deposit in the beginning of January of 2020, you can see that we've more than 10x the results here by getting it up to about 130 grand in the course of 65 months, 1,235% return, winning months 74, almost 75%. Okay, now that's just one of the 5 algorithms. Here's the next algorithm, the TDC. Again, $10,000 deposit, 65 months, 785% return. Pretty clean and smooth equity curve. There are flat periods, there are drawbacks, but that's why we don't put all of our eggs in one basket here at Vincere Trading. We're utilizing multiple trading algorithms that have a statistical and proven edge. If you're not doing that, then you're not algorithmically trading correctly, in our opinion. MST algorithm, obviously very strong there as well. 1,000% return over 65 months. MST2, another very strong 760% return. Here is the FSA. Again, on high risk, this one obviously is quite incredible at 1,560% return. So what we're doing is taking all of these current algorithms and utilizing them in a sort of specific strategy that we call profit farming here at Vincere Trading to make sure that we are constantly basically pulling profits from the markets. One of the things I want to point out, especially on this slide, is for those of you who are interested in prop firms, or if you know what prop firms are, you know how challenging they are to actually pass the auditions and get to profits. Our algorithms are specifically designed for the rigorous and almost obscene rules that prop firms put on retail traders. And one thing that we are extremely proud of and can prove is that starting from January 1st of 2020, all the way up through basically May of 2024, if you started a trader on any single one of those days, Monday through Friday, from any of that period of time, that whole basically 5 years, 4.5 years, if they ran our algorithms low, medium, or high risk for a period of at least 12 months, 100% of them are net profitable. And what I mean by that is if their revenues, their top line revenues, are going to be their payouts from prop firms minus their expenses, which for prop firms are going to be basically your cost for an audition, your cost for basically activating a funded account, if you blow an audition, resetting it, etc. All of those are going to be your costs. Now we're going to take our revenues minus our expenses or our costs, and that's going to give us a potential positive net profit. 100% of those traders were 100% net profitable. If you do want to learn exactly how we get to that, book a call and I'll show you exactly how we get to those numbers and how you can verify those numbers literally directly for yourself. All of our trades are documented. All of our results are verifiable, not only by us and images that we show you, but literally by you yourself. You'll be able to see and get the exact same results. There's nobody else out there who's doing that, at least that we've seen. What's really happening with our clients? Well, you can see it. Here's screenshots of just a few what I could fit on this screen. We've got people who have payout certificates, people who are getting payouts not only from prop firms like Apex, but My Funded Futures. We've got email screenshots of people getting payouts. You can see other people's TradeZella results and see how their accounts have been performing. We have real verified results. And I have people in the Discord, and we're not an active Discord community. We're not in there chirping and running ideas all day because we're algorithmic traders. The whole point of using our algorithms is so you don't have to be stuck on a screen all day. That's the beauty of algorithmic trading, is we can do that and be more profitable than 99.9% of the people who are glued to their screens manually trading all day. Let's talk about what you're actually going to learn if you listen through and watch this entire video. You're going to learn who Vincere is, who Vincere is actually built for, how it helps you scale through prop firms or with your own cash, why we're different from anything else you've seen in the market, and what to do if you're actually ready to get started. But first, let's get a little personal. My name's Alex. Like I said, I'm one of the proud founders here at Vincere Trading. I've been in the markets since about 2010 is when I really started to dabble a little bit. Not heavily invested, but dabble, playing around with options, playing around with just stocks. But it wasn't until about the last 6 years ago that I really got obsessed with trading, and specifically algorithmic trading. The reason why is because I had actually gone through and built a career up to that point in the Amazon space and had built a $5 billion Amazon FBA business. And then I lost it all. Why? Big brother Bezos and his team saw the products I was selling were printing, and they came and took my lunch. I was devastated, and I knew I had to start over. And at that point, that's when I really sat down and said, what can I do where my success or my failures are only controlled by me and no other third party can have a direct impact? Like oil prices going up, or shipping companies like FedEx or UPS deciding that, hey, my rates were too good. Or someone like Bezos and his whole crew come through and say, hey, these guys are selling way too much. Let's get in on that. Screw them. Let's torch their little family business. I wanted to be as independent as I possibly could. And trading is the only avenue that I could really think of that gave me that opportunity. And I loved it. I love the numbers. I'm a numbers nerd. I love playing around with stats. It fit exactly what I was looking for. Now, I jumped around from different strategies, different groups, different educators, and I did learn a good amount from all of them. I went through a very rigorous, long, struggle-filled learning process. But I started to get obsessed with the algorithmic trading about 6 years ago. And then I tried them all. I invested over $100,000 of my own money into paying for licenses, subscriptions, and investing my own capital, because most of these so-called holy grail algorithms, which are basically grids, Mr. Votto, and martingales, Mr. Earps, those algorithms are obscene and they will blow your mind. I didn't know it at the time, but I was literally being suckered. If you're using those algorithms, you know what I'm talking about, where they have their black swan events or they've renamed their main bots to something else so they can kind of get rid of the bad negative news they're having on their account. But I suffered those. I had those same problems. I trusted them and I, boom, blew my account. And I realized there's got to be something more to this. So then I actually reached out to a friend in the space, and he worked at a hedge fund basically developing algorithmic code and trading. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, I have a couple ideas. I've seen some things that I've been doing manually. I've back tested them. Let's see if we can kind of piece some things together and also take what he's learned and some of his knowledge without infringing on anything from his previous job and actually build something that is sophisticated, but specifically works and caters to those who want to trade in the prop firm space. And so we started building and started testing and started building, and it was fun, but you do get those endless days, those sleepless nights where you're just obsessed trying to make something work. And we started to hit some breakthroughs, and we started to test, and we started running on prop firm accounts, and we started to see some success. And then we really started to dial things in to the point where I was having enough success with it that my family wanted to know what was going on because they had saw the ups and downs from the e-commerce. So I shared with them the algorithms. I got them going, and they don't know anything about trading. And basically we've had a lot of success, and then friends started to use it. And then I started to see so many people struggling just from social media. The algorithm started to re-show me all this stuff, people failing. You started to see all this hate towards these prop firms on social media platforms. And I realized, wow, there could be an opportunity to help out a lot of people. And that is eventually why we decided to share these algorithms with the world. Okay. And that's where my journey really started and to where it's at now today. We're here trying to share with the world that you who may have a ton or very little trading experience can be a successful trader utilizing the algorithms that we've built here at Vincere Trading. Who is Vincere Trading and who are our algorithms really for? Well, it's kind of a broad net, but to be honest with you, it can work for failing manual traders. That's really who we cater to, people who've been struggling with manual trading, because manual trading is very, very hard. It takes a ton of time to learn. It's very tough to be consistent. It's very tough to deal with the stress. The other trading person that might be interested in this is going to be someone who has no trading experience whatsoever. Someone who hasn't traded in the past and is interested in basically investing or trying to find new ways to build capital, to build income, whether it's a side stream of income or potentially a job replacing form of income. And the last is going to be other serious traders. These are going to be people who maybe are just looking to diversify their trading strategies and concepts, because the more diversified you are with your strategies, at least if they're proven statistically profitable strategies, the better your overall capital growth can be. Because no single strategy is the almighty holy grail, but if we take a bunch of successful, strong strategies and combine them together, when some are doing poorly, others are doing better, we kind of always have that continuous growth up. And that's what we really focus on. So whether you're a manual trader who's got some experience, but you're not consistent, you're a complete beginner, you've never traded before in your life, and you're just looking for an alternate potential cash generating opportunity, or you're a serious trader trying to diversify your trading strategies, Vincere Trading and our algorithmic trading setup suite can actually be a great fit for you. Let's talk about the problem with the algo industry. Now, the algo industry is filled with a lot of trash algorithms. There's so much fake hype. There's so much ridiculous stuff that people are trying to sell out there because everyone loves the idea of algorithmic trading. It can be this beautiful thing if you do it right. But most of the algo industry is complete trash. You've got martingale bots that double down until they blow up, or you get basically margin called. You have people sharing fake back tests. You have one size fits none garbage built by freelancers on Fiverr, and they all promise the world until the market shifts. That's not Vincere. We are definitely not a one-trick pony. We are a full suite of algorithms built to thrive in different conditions with true diversification. We have multiple algorithms that all have different criteria and code built into them for when and how and why they will execute a trade. And that diversification is what gives our traders that actual edge that 99% of most algorithm offers out there can't even get close to touching. So now let's talk about the prop firm opportunity. If you're not familiar with prop firms, what they are companies that exist that look for people who can be successful traders to trade their capital for them. And if you trade their capital for them successfully, you get to keep a large percent of those profits. Now let's look at someone like Apex Trader Funding. With Apex, they're one of our favorite prop firms that we work with. You can basically pay a $35 audition fee, and then once you pass the audition, another $135, $140, whatever it may be now, funded account activation fee. So you're basically all in roughly $170. That gets you access to $50,000 in trading capital. And then when you trade that capital successfully, you get to keep 90% of the profits. And with Apex, you're allowed to have 20 accounts. There is a lot of ways to leverage other people's money in the trading space utilizing prop firms. Now, the challenge with prop firms is that they have very strict trading rules. And with those strict rules being rigged against you, most people fail. It's less than 3%, I think, of people actually ever get to a payout with prop firms. But that's not their fault. It's the rules of the game. But here at Venturi Trading, we understood that the game is rigged. And when you understand that it's still a game and there's rules to that game can be won. And prop firms make those rules tight on purpose. They don't want to really always see retail traders win. That's how they fund their funded payouts for most traders. So they make those rules tough. We're talking drawdown traps, inconsistent payout structures, consistency rules, strict limits that make emotional trading a death sentence. No martingale, no grids, all those big famous algorithms out there that are charging $40,000, $30,000 for a license. They don't work with prop firms because those trading strategies don't work in the long run. They might have a decent run, but eventually they blow your account. Traders fail because they are under-equipped. They don't know how to basically play within the rules of the game and win. But with the algorithms that we've built here at Venturi Trading, we've actually flipped the odds in our favor. Let's talk about why algorithmic trading. Well, here is what is so great about algo trading. It wins because it removes emotion. Emotion is one of the most tough things that any trader deals with. Their psychological challenges are insane. So you get rid of that with algorithmic trading. Algos never second guess an entry. They act. They take the trade, they're in, they're out. They never revenge trade. And the beauty of algorithmic trading is that you can run it across 10, 20, or 30 accounts all simultaneously without having to manage a bunch of different charts. We're talking about machine speed execution with high-level strategic logic designed to help you diversify your trading strategies across multiple accounts with multiple bots. That's how you get consistent returns without staring at the charts all day. Get out in the sun, touch some grass, call your family, and get out there and be active without being glued to these charts. Again, after trying dozens of failed systems and losing over $100,000 to different algo tradings and accounts that were blown, I brought in an awesome full-time hedge coder, and we spent 3.5 years testing and refining a diversified suite of algos. And these bots, they weren't initially made to sell. That wasn't our goal. We were just trying to win. We were trying to beat these prop firms. We were trying to win in the markets consistently. But they were made to scale, and they were made to be forward compatible so they could be adapted for different markets and perform over a large period of time. And then we started to see how they performed, and then we started to see the results, and we started to say, wow, this is really hitting. This is doing what we thought it was going to do, and then some. And then we decided to share with friends and family. And then from there, friends and family, word gets out, okay, now we really need to get this out to the world because there are such ridiculous algorithms out there. And honestly, I got to draw a line in the sand. I mean, it's ridiculous. You got to be really careful when you're talking to these other algorithm companies. They have fake, potentially illegal guarantees. If someone's coming through here and they're guaranteeing some sort of return over a set period of time, run. The SEC is probably going to take them down anyways because that's literally illegal. And two, if it was a guarantee, why are they selling that algorithm to anybody? Why aren't they going out and raising hundreds of millions of dollars of capital and putting everything on it themselves, going out and maxing out credit cards, borrowing from friends and family, putting second, third, fourth mortgages up? They use the word guarantee to basically drag in uneducated or unknowing potential customers to get them to sign up for algorithms that aren't even that good. They're usually one bot to rule them all. That's it. It's just one strategy, one bot. Hey, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You've got no diversification whatsoever, and you are completely put at risk whether or not that algorithm decides to perform or tank your account. There's other factors like people signing up for signals. You might actually be talking with an algorithm company that says, hey, we're going to just tell you our signals. We're going to tell you when to buy, when to sell. And they're just basically using some fugazi indicator, and it's just someone telling you, oh, here's the bot, and I'll share the signals with you. Be cautious of those. The other one, if they don't have any transparency, if they're not showing you the numbers, if they're not showing you the verified back tests, and I'm not talking about like the last 2 months, last 3 months, 4 months, or whatever, even like 1 or 2 years, okay? Something that performed well in the last year is probably not going to be something that had performed well in the last 4 or 5 years. It's really, really, really hard to show something that's performed better across more than a year. They're not showing you those results, and if you can't verify or get those back tested results for yourself, so if they show you this pretty equity curve, you get access to the algo, you go run the back test, and your stuff is literally opposite, sorry, just not the right call there. The other big one, martingale or grid-based algorithms. Some of the big guys in the space, the Mr. Vatos, the Mr. Earps, Those algorithms are literally grid and martingale strategies. And they're gonna probably say, oh, we use this based on so-and-so's trading concepts. It's grid and martingale. That is a surefire way to have a singular event that will literally blow your account. And sure, you might have a decent run, but it just takes one set of losses in a row. And I'm telling you, I use those accounts. I was a customer for both of those people, and both of my accounts got blown, okay? Literally tens of thousands of dollars. The other one I can't stand is when you need to know to trade. Someone's gonna tell you, hey, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna get access to this algorithm that has all these different settings. We're not gonna tell you which ones to use, but here's some that have worked during this time. Here's some that have worked in that time. Go through and do all of your own back testing, because we haven't done it ourselves. Go find results that work for you. That's not an algorithm. That's something with a bunch of coded rules, and you get to choose an infinite amount of potential scenarios to figure out if something works or not, because clearly they haven't. Otherwise, they wouldn't have all that in there for you to go test. So just be cautious of that. And obviously, if someone's only been profitable the last 2, 3, or 4 months, or even up to 2 years, heed caution, because their market sure has had a cycle in the last 1 or 2 years. But the last 3, 4, 5 years has been its own little micro cycles. Obviously, we had some chaos with the COVID era, but if they can't show you more profit, or at least profit or equity curves longer than 2 years, just heed caution. Now, of course, biasly, I'm talking from a them versus us here at Vincere Trading. Our guarantee, our version of it, is once you get done onboarding, which means you have access to all the algorithms, everything's set up in your computer or your system or your VPS, you have all of our exact master set files, so you know guessing, and you know how to run the back test, and you have access to our third-party basically softwares that we use to verify data beyond just the other third-party tools like TradesViz. You get to basically test everything, run anything you want, do whatever you want with the algorithms for that full 7 days from after you get done with your onboarding. And if our numbers don't tie out to what you get, or for some reason you're not happy or satisfied or don't like your odds of basically hitting profits in the future, then no questions, no problem, full refund guarantee. Okay, that's our guarantee. The other thing that we do differently is we're not a one bot or one trick pony. Like I've said, we're multiple algorithms, and we've got 2 or 3, right now 2 technically, that are in deep phases of final stage development. And those, of course, are going to be released to our clients. We are focused on diversification through proven and strategically profitable algorithmic trading. That's what we do here, and that's what you're signing up for if you join Vincere Trading. These are also robotically executed trades. This is hands-off trading, right? You're just setting it up on your screen, turning it on, turning it off, and that's basically it. You're not moving trails, you're not dragging this, you're not closing this out manually. It's all done 100% robotically. And these aren't martingale or grid strategies. I swear to God, they are not martingale or grid strategies. These are specific entries with stop losses and take profits. Whether they hit stop loss or take profit, it's what happens in the markets. It is what it is. And we are designed for trading in the prop firm space, which is the toughest and most strict space to actually create profitable algorithms for. And we're very proud to say that we've done that here at Vincere Trading. And we've been profitable 90% of the last 65 months. Okay, last 5.5 years. That's going to be the next 66 months, because right now June's already looking very green for us as well. There's not many algorithms that are going to be able to show that directly with their results, and also give you the ability to verify it and confirm it yourself on your own time. Why does now matter? There is a narrow window of opportunity right now in the algorithmic trading space. Okay, as we all know, AI has been a crazy boom, and we also are utilizing AI within our algorithms, and it is constantly evolving. Automation is now becoming a normal thing, whether it's in the trading space or in the general workspace. And prop firm access is still actually in an early stage. Those who are in the space, yeah, we've heard about it time and time, but those who are new to it, this is a great way to leverage other people's money and build capital. And if you're seeing this video, you're already ahead of the curve. In the trading world, being early is everything. And I just want to share something about our real users, and you can see the performance that they are getting. This is unlike 99.9% of the algorithms that exist out there. With basically 20 accounts across funded accounts, you can generate up to $243,000 potentially in pure profits. We're seeing, depending on the algorithm risk of choice, low end 5% up to 11% monthly returns on cash. And there's 10x ROIs on prop firms. And not to mention that 100% of our traders who are using low, medium, or high risk are net profitable with prop firms over the last 12 months, are basically running every 12-month period. There's no one who can share that, right? No one can show that. And it's really simple. For us, we look at it the same way as putting 5% down on a rental property, but you get to keep 100% of the rent. The only difference, you don't have tenants. You don't have broken toilets, broken AC. There's no complaining. You just have robots and they're trading for you 24/5. Now let's talk about the math. I'll show you guys verbatim how we get to these numbers and how you could potentially see incredible results with Vincere trading. So this is a separate tool that we created. And what we did was we took all of the trading algorithms and we took every single one of their trades, not only the time entries, the amount of contracts, the amount won, the amount lost, everything for low, medium, and high risk for basically the last 5.5 years. And we took those results, not only for a cash account, but then we also have a separate software that we can run them through that we share with our clients, where you can actually see how that algorithm would have done individually within the prop firm space. With a $50,000 cash account, if you start with 50K, we're projecting, not guaranteed, but this is projecting based on previous performance, that in the next 24 months, you could generate $73,000 profit. Okay, that's not your account balance, that's an additional $73,000 on that 50K. Now that's with the low risk. If we go and do high risk, you can see that number jumps up quite a bit. Now again, depends on your risk appetite, especially with cash accounts. Is it money that you're willing to risk, or are you really trying to have it be a safety net potential? So I always love to lean towards prop firms. Let's go look at those. 20 50K accounts at Apex, running the high risk over 24 months, you could potentially have $493,000 of profit, not payouts, profit. That means your fees and expenses that you've invested in the prop firms from taken away from your revenues, so take out your profit payouts, minus your fees from the prop firm investments, you're left with that $493,000. Now that's on high risk, and that's a big number, but you can see here's the ROI, 935. One of the things that I always think is really interesting is going to be the low risk. Because the high risk, yeah, you're going to have potential of blowing more accounts, and you're going to also have potential of more payouts. Lower risk means things are going to take a little bit longer to get to payouts or a little bit longer to blow an account. But generally speaking, you can see that ROI almost doubles. So how do we actually scale, right? When you're trading with prop firms, how do we actually scale? We're not going to tell you to go out and go load up on 20 prop firm accounts, okay? You're going to start small. 4 is the minimum that we recommend, but you can get 8 if you want to get a little bit more heavy with them. And you're going to use those payouts to fund more prop firm accounts. And once you get up to your max allocation, then you can start to take the cash from those prop firm payouts and start trading your cash accounts for potential long-term compounding effects. And then of course, one of the things that we're going to talk about a little bit later, we are actually trying to basically build our own micro hedge fund here at Vincere Trading, where you might be able to thoroughly invest there later. But this is a ladder. It is a step-by-step process that we've custom designed for each of our clients, including potentially you. What can you do to join? Well, here's what happens when you do join. We first are going to bring you through an intensive one-on-one onboarding process. Okay, this is a done for you, pretty much setup process, or you can call it done with you, done for you. But we're sharing a screen, we're going through everything click by click to get you set up. We're also giving you access to our private trading community, and we're giving you daily updates, strategy tweaks, and insight, as well as providing you that 24/5 support. But we're truly giving you everything you need step by step, so that by the time you're done with the onboarding, you know everything you need to know about the algorithms, you know how to turn them on, turn them off, any sort of troubleshooting, which rarely happens, but you're educated on it. You know everything you need to know about back testing, forward testing, etc. You are completely ready to go. And then you have 7 days from the time that your onboarding is done. You have 7 days from there to go through and truly verify and confirm every single thing for yourself. Every single performance, every single number, every single trade. You're gonna be able to see clear as day what the results of those algorithms are. And that's gonna give you the confidence and know-how to run those algorithms moving forward, so you can be the next one of our clients who joins our profit farming system. I know this all sounds crazy. I know this all sounds good to be true. This is coming from a point of passion. You could hopefully hear it in my voice. I had struggled with this. I'm talking about over $100,000 of money lost to the algorithmic trading space. I am not trying to do that to other people. So everyone always has a couple of big questions. Is it worth the money? Usually one of the first payouts covers your entire investment. And then from there, it's entirely green. I'm new to trading. I don't know anything about it. Well, honestly, beginners actually end up doing great. They don't have all of the other stuff in their head from other education or other manual trading that they've done. They're pretty much a clean slate, and they stick to what they're taught, which is, hey, let the algorithms run. So beginners, yeah, they actually end up doing great. Not that other people don't, but it's very beginner friendly here. We've designed it that way. I don't have time to spend looking at the charts 6, 7, 8 hours a day. I'm always amazed how many people bring this up. It's algorithmic trading. These are robots trading for you. The whole point of this is that you're not spending time on the charts and that you're still seeing positive results. So we're talking like 10 minutes, right? In the morning, turn everything on, turn the bots on. At the end of the day, turn it off. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And sure, some people are gonna be checking on their phones, on their laptops, whatever devices they have. Great, if you wanna spend that extra time looking at it or cheering for a profit or hoping it doesn't hit a stop loss, whatever it may be. But realistically, 10 minutes a day, max. Support, what if I have questions? I don't wanna have to talk to some AI robot on the phone or have some random chat give me just generic scripted messages. I hate that stuff too. That is not us. You're either talking with me or one of my very, very educated team members that I've specifically trained and gone through everything in detail with this. So we are here 24/5. You're talking with real humans who know everything that you need to know about these algorithms, how they work, how to troubleshoot across multiple platforms. We are here to help, and we are basically here to make sure that you have 100% of the support that you need. Because keep in mind, we're running these algorithms. That also means that we're not glued to the charts and worried about a trade or moving something tight. We're available. That's the beauty of algorithmic trading. It gives you that time freedom. It's one of the few things out there that can potentially actually exist to make money without spending a huge amount of time or especially labor. You're just sort of sitting there watching and checking on it. So our support team is here. We're great. I promise you we'll never have just BS AI chatbots or some AI voice caller thing. It'll always be human here for us. Why sell this? That's the next big question that everyone always wants to know. This is so great, why sell it? Well, initially we weren't planning to sell it. It wasn't the idea to go sell this. It was to basically go play the game in the prop firm space and win, make some money off them, right? Because they saw them siphoning money. But then it started to be us winning and then other people winning. And it was exciting to see other people win. And it became sort of this movement. And look, we trade this every day ourselves, every day. Myself, family, friends, we're running these algorithms. But we're not just selling software, right? This is to be 100% transparent. We are actually focused on building something even bigger here at Venturi Trading. And we're gonna use the revenue from this to fund a future hedge fund operation. And it's a win-win. We grow, you grow, and everyone wins together. And you can believe that the very first people who are going to have the opportunity to invest in our more complex and longer term algorithms that we're working on building right now for the hedge fund are going to be our clients here at Venturi Trading. Okay, so we're going to give them the early bird special. That's our real true goal with this. Let's be clear, this isn't for everyone, okay? I think it's for a lot of people, but it's not really for everyone. If you're the kind of person who actually wants a potential predictable income, more time freedom and less time glued to the charts, stressing out about bar candles moving up and down, and you want to actually have a real edge in the markets where you can see a proven, statistically profitable proven edge for the last 65, 66 plus months, then this could be the moment that changes everything for you, okay? So please, if this is something that you're actually interested in and you have questions or you want to see more details or see more performance, book a call. I will walk you through everything, the entire setup step by step. I will go through everything with you. It'll be me talking with you on the call. That's how important and passionate I am about this opportunity. And I will give you all the clarity and confidence that you need. I will answer every question that you have. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you and you're ready to start winning in the markets or potentially making additional income with prop firms or growing some cash accounts on the side, if you're looking for something that has a statistical, proven, and profitable edge in the market, then please book a call below or at the link above, wherever it may be, and I will see you on the call. With that being said, I appreciate your time and I hope you have a great rest of your day.